This morning, China's stern message in the heated contest for influence over the Indo-Pacific. Tributes a Victorian footballer, Nathan Fitzgerald, a beloved teacher and mentor. Football bosses see red the controversial decision that could unstick the World Cup. And a nasty homecoming for this family in Sydney's northwest. That's all coming up on the Sunrise Early News.
Live across Australia, this is Sunrise Early News.
Good morning. China has fired the latest escalation in the contest for influence over the Indo-Pacific, a missile directly into the Pacific Ocean. A nuclear-capable missile with a dummy warhead was test-fired into the South Pacific just hours after the Prime Minister and Fiji had signed a landmark defence treaty. Beijing only warning our government the day of launch, threatening our so-called Ocean of Peace alliance. A manhunt is underway overnight after two armed thugs stormed a South Australian home, attacked the occupant, then fired a gun. They fled the scene in the victim's Holden Commodore, forcing police to abandon the chase.
Residents woken in the middle of the night.
Your neighbours down at number 13, they just had a bit of like a home invasion situation kick off.
By police on a suburban manhunt.
Someone apparently went in the house with a firearm and fired a couple of shots and then drove off.
Two suspects carrying a gun forced their way inside this Wheatsheaf Road home at Morfett Vale.
We heard one of the people of the house yell at whoever to get out of their house, and that's when everything blew up.
The pair assaulting a 42-year-old occupant before firing a shot.
It sounded like a loud bang, like someone bashed on the wall really, really hard.
Do you want to talk to us about what happened?
I don't even know what's going on.
The offenders fled the scene in the victim's car.
Like a Commodore station wagon would have screamed past.
Police forced to abandon the chase for safety reasons.
Crime scene officers and detectives examined the scene, with police believing the attack was targeted, with those involved known to each other.
The victim suffered facial injuries but is expected to be okay.
It's really unnerving to know that there was a gun involved.
Jonathan Edwards, 7 News.
Family and colleagues of a Victorian footballer and teacher who died after a shocking on-field head injury have paid tribute to their beloved son, brother and mentor. 27-year-old Nathan Fitzgerald is being remembered as an exceptional young man who's had a profound impact on students and staff at the Myrnda Central College, northeast of the city. Mr Fitzgerald died on Monday after entering end-of-life care after the accident. A GoFundMe page has so far raised almost $90,000 to support the footballer's family. A surprise move to overturn a red card decision against a US player in last week's World Cup has sparked major backlash. Europe's football governing body now weighing in. Live to Rob Scott in the US. Rob, it has caused a huge upset ahead of today's match.
Yeah, it certainly has, Eddie. So this incident involves top US goal scorer Falarin Balogun, who stepped on the leg of an opponent during the US game against Bosnia and Herzegovina last week, and he was given a red card, which should automatically trigger a one-game suspension, which meant he wasn't going to be available for today's game, the US versus Belgium. But as you say, FIFA has intervened and overturned that red card. Donald Trump confirming today in the Oval Office that he did in fact speak to FIFA President Gianni Infantino today, asking him to review that red card.
All I did, I asked for a review because I didn't think it was a foul. And, you know, again, I'm good at this stuff. I think they made a really brilliant decision. I think the referee's call was horrible. And this referee, who is a little bit suspect.
Now, European soccer's governing body, UEFA, says the decision crossed a red line, describing it as unprecedented, incomprehensible and an unjustifiable decision. Infantino responded with his own statement saying that FIFA's judicial bodies are independent. Whether we personally like a decision or not is irrelevant, he says. Respect for independent institutions and the rule of law is what protects the integrity of our competitions and the credibility of FIFA at all times. But Eddie, once again, that credibility is being called into question.
Yeah, huge sport, huge global story. We'll have more on that during Sunrise. Thank you, Rob. Well, Queensland's sweeping e-bike crackdown is set to ramp up, with hoons now sharply on police radar. Gold Coast officers have so far confiscated 11 illicit e-bikes since last week's crackdown. E-bikes that can travel over 25 kilometres an hour became illegal last Wednesday, with police able to seize and destroy non-compliant bikes. The focus is now on dangerous riding behaviour, including gangs of hoons putting others at risk. A family in Sydney's northwest have had a nasty surprise to return home to after a car ploughed into the front of their home overnight. A sedan slammed into the Bella Vista residence just after 10 p.m, badly damaging the dwelling structure. Luckily, the family was reportedly away on holiday at the time of the crash, waking up to these pictures this morning. The 20-year-old male driver was uninjured. Police are now investigating if speed was a factor. Checking Tuesday's weather now. Brisbane partly cloudy and 22. Sydney showers and 18. Canberra morning frost, mostly sunny and 15. Melbourne partly cloudy and 13. Hobart partly cloudy, also 13. Adelaide partly cloudy and 17. Perth mostly clear, 21. And Darwin sunny and 32. Also to come on the Sunrise Early News, no room at the inn. Prince Harry turned away from palace accommodation for his week-long visit to the UK. And a spectacular volcano eruption throws Italian travel plans into chaos. That's coming up after the break.